Hello, good morning, everyone. It is 11:27 a.m. on your Tuesday, and today we're going to dive into the Skew-T. All right. When I said that, Maria, who's our digital producer, she was like, "What did you just say? What is that word?" It's the Skew-T. It is one of the main ways, one of the biggest tools, the best tools, in my opinion, that we use to diagnose the atmosphere. Basically, twice a day we send weather balloons up all over the country. Those weather balloons measure the temperature, the dew point, and the winds at different levels in the atmosphere. That creates a Skew-T diagram, and from that diagram, with those conditions, we can really diagnose whether or not there's going to be severe weather. And there are a lot of different indices that are created from the temperature and the wind at different levels. The sweat index, the totals index, the lifted index, all of these are things that we look at, and those numbers let us know the potential for severe weather. So the reason that I thought it was timely today to go through this is because there is a severe weather risk across the eastern United States, really the southeast. Bulk of this will be in the Smoky Mountains, parts of the Tennessee Valley, but you can see here in North Georgia, we are under a level 1 risk for severe weather. So now I'm going to take you to the COD Meteorology website. Guys, I use this all the time for severe weather, really for any type of weather. On the left side of your screen, you see the different levels of the atmosphere. I am just on the surface level map, and you can see this is the output for precipitation today across the southeast. So I'm going in real time. This is going to be tonight at 8 p.m. We're going to see 2 waves of rain move through, one this evening and one again overnight. So I'm going to pull up a Skew-T here. I'm just clicking and holding. That will pull up a Skew-T. Now, when you see this, you might get, before this pulls up, I want you to know, don't let this scare you, okay? It is very scientific. Let's go to it. This is the Skew-T that you see here on the left side of your screen. So down at the bottom is the temperature from 0 to 10 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees Celsius, and then on the left-hand side is the level of the atmosphere. 1,000 millibars is the surface, 850 millibars is about 5,000 feet, 700 millibars, and so on and so forth. The red and green lines you see are the temperature and the dew point temperature at different levels of the atmosphere. And then right here on the right side is the wind, speed, and direction. Using this, guys, we can tell if there's going to be a severe weather or not. And there's a lot of different indices that we use, which are going to be the ones that you see down here, all of these kind of numbers and data. This really helps us diagnose the atmosphere, okay? Now, I've kind of written out this for you, and if you guys want this, just like comment on it and I can drop it to you. But the lifted index is called LI. It is a way that we see the instability. So the lifted index is going to be the LI that you see right here. Negative, anything below 0 means that there is instability, but really you want to value, let's see, between like more than -6 is very unstable atmosphere. -2 to -6 is unstable with thunderstorms likely. So you can see the lifted index is somewhere between -2 and -3 for us here in Atlanta today. That means that the thunderstorms are likely. The next thing I look at is the K index. So the K index here is 32. The K index being 32 means that there's moderate convective potential, okay? Not high convective potential, moderate convective potential. The totals is a measure of storm strength. So we go back to the Skew-T. Here is the totals right here. The totals number today is 48. So that totals number, thunderstorms are likely. But you can see it really has to be above 50 for totals for severe weather to be likely. So all of these 3 together so far tell me the atmosphere is a little bit unstable tonight. There's going to be thunderstorms. The potential for severe weather isn't high. So that's what I've realized so far from the Skew-T. Okay, let's go back to the Skew-T. Going down the list, the sweat index. Let's see, do they have the sweat index on here? They do not. Some Skew-Ts will, some Skew-Ts won't. The BRN is the bulk Richardson number. So this is This combines the CAPE, which is a measure of the energy in a storm, with the vertical shear, which is just the winds at different speeds. This is a really good indicator for severe weather, BRN. Okay, so let's see what the BRN number is. The BRN number today looks like it is 6. That is pretty low. So really, you want the BRN number to be somewhere in the teens. That's the most optimal for supercells. So if the BRN number is less than 10, that just tells you the shear is going to be higher than the CAPE. Basically, these storms are going to be out sheared and they're going to fall apart. Okay, so with a BRN number of shear of 6, that tells me that these supercells are not going to hold together as they move into Metro Atlanta. So all of these indices, right, looking at all these numbers, now I'm starting to realize, okay, there's going to be thunderstorms, there's a small potential for severe, but the storms are likely to fall apart. So these really start helping you tell a story, right? Okay, the EHI is the best tornado indicator. I'm down here. It is the Energy Helicity Index, which is the best tornado predictor. Let's see what the EHI is on this Skew-T. Do we see the EHI? I do not see the EHI on this Skew-T. Okay. Another really good predictor of winds is going to be D-CAPE. That's the downdraft CAPE. That's just a measure of how strong the downburst winds are going to be. Really, you need a value. If you get your D-CAPE up to like anywhere between around 1,000, that's when you're going to see really strong downburst, gusty winds, straight line winds. So 540, again, not too big of a value. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. Yep. So basically, those are the numbers that you look for. And then again, if you look over here, the potential hazard type, it just says none, which basically tells you you're really not going to see much severe weather. And then down here, the effective layer STP, that gives you this line down here, gives you the average tornado strength with these indices. And you can see it's like there's not going to be tornadoes. Basically, it's below an EF0. So once again, the Skew-T, a great way to diagnose the atmosphere. Really scientific stuff. Really interesting stuff. And if you guys want me to dive more into this, especially once we start get into the summer, we'll see these pulse thunderstorms, and we'll revisit this whenever there's a threat for severe weather. If you guys like this stuff, to kind of really get you going into the Skew-T index, because whenever there's a chance for severe weather, I'm always pulling this up and looking at these values to really help me diagnose what's going to happen in the atmosphere. Okay? That is your very nerdy lesson for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. So basically, if I had to give you a prediction for tonight's severe weather, I would say that we're going to see some storms, maybe an isolated strong storm, probably not going to hold together as they reach Metro Atlanta. It will be rain, lightning, certainly, but widespread severe weather is very unlikely. We're not going to see tornadoes, and I got all of that information just from those numbers in the Skew-T. Okay? All right, y'all. Have a good Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow on Atlanta News First, 6 to 10 a.m., Peachtree TV, and WANF. All right, bye, guys.